Hello, my creative friend, and welcome back to the YouTube channel. On today's episode, I'm going to be talking to you all about shifting from a scarcity mindset to an abundance mindset. Now, I just want to clarify a few things because I know the word scarcity and abundance sounds a little hooey and whatnot. And yeah, I am a little hooey. But here's the thing. When we talk about scarcity, this is being in a lack mentality where when you look at the things that are happening, you're seeing what isn't there. Whereas an abundance mindset is looking at what is happening and recognizing that either there's room for growth or there's possibility and expansion allowed. So it can be the same situation, but it's how you're looking at it and talking about it that's going to make the difference with how you move forward. All right. So a common example I see, and I'm going to use the photography industry as an example because that is the communities I do spend the most of my time in. Very frequently, I see folks post things like, oh, I launched a new course and only 4 people signed up. Or I sent out, a form to get people on my newsletter and only 20 people signed up. And that word only is them realizing that there could be so much more. So that's the statement is coming from a place of lack mentality of it's not enough. And I've been this way myself. This is a very common thing, especially those of us that grew up with maybe a lack mentality around things like money or relationships or things like that. And so it's very common for this to perpetuate into our businesses. But what happens then is when we go into this space or this mindset of this isn't enough, basically what we're telling the universe or the energy that we're putting out there is that I'm not good enough. It isn't enough. And it's almost like really pity party energy, which isn't super great for getting more people to sign up or join or so on. Because why would the universe reward you with more people if you're not grateful for the people that have already taken the steps to participate or sign up or whatever? Right. And again, if you're not into the whole universe bullshit or whatever, that's totally fine. But energy plays a huge part in this. And I just want you to hear the difference in how it says, if you say something. So if you had something that you were signing people up for, just say it out loud. I only had 5 people sign up. Okay. How does that feel in your body? Do you feel sad, dejected? Do you feel like nobody likes you? Like what other thoughts come up around that? Now I want you to shift it, say, oh my God, I had 5 people sign up. There's a total shift. And yes, my tonal range shifted because you can't help but be excited when you're like, oh my God. But the reality is in both situations, 5 people signed up for whatever the thing is. One is filling you with energy. One is getting you excited. One is showing gratitude for the people that did sign up. The other is saying like, it's not enough. I'm not enough. There's not enough. It's not good. And what happens with this is it will pull at evidence that we have supporting it. So if you say, oh, only 5 people signed up and you're not super excited about those 5 people, you're going to possibly use that statement as evidence to confirm a belief that you're not good enough. And so you'll pull back all the evidence that you have from your past where you've also thought the same thing about not being enough and say, I knew it. I'm never enough. Nobody ever signs up for my stuff. Really nobody? Because you just had 5 people sign up for your stuff, right? So in contrast to that, if we go into it with saying like, oh my God, I had 5 people sign up, all of a sudden that's a new belief that you have that, oh my God, people are signing up for my stuff. All of a sudden your behaviors are going to change to be like, I need to do more of this. I need to tell more people about this. Because if me sending out one link got 5 people to sign up, imagine if I also talked about it on my Instagram. Imagine if I also wrote a blog post about it. How many more people could I get signed up? And all of a sudden it works into problem solving and excitement and movement and motivation. Whereas the other way of thinking from a space of lack is just like, of course, nobody wants to sign up for my stuff. Really more negative energy and things like that. And the thing is that our thoughts and feelings create our behaviors and our actions. So if you have a thought or feeling that's like, oh, I'm not good enough, what kind of behavior do you think is going to come out of that? Are you going to be more or less likely to promote something in the future? Probably less likely, because your brain's going to be like, why even bother? Nobody ever signs up, right? So then you don't promote it, or you promote it half-assedly, which comes out like, I don't know, like, I mean, you could sign up for this if you wanted to, but I mean, you don't have to if you don't really want to. It's totally fine. You could, but you don't have to, if you wanted to. But you also don't have to. It's fine. You're going to end up with less people signing up because you yourself aren't excited about it, right? And so the behavior creates the new circumstance, which further reinforces the belief. And then it's just a continuous cycle until you just stop talking about it altogether. And then you have the overall arching belief of, I knew it, nobody signs up for anything. Yeah, because you're not talking about it. It's the same as when I was younger, I always used to say like, oh man, I wish I'd win the lottery. And my husband was like, you don't even play the lottery. Like, you wishing to win it is kind of fruitless, wasted energy. So it's that same kind of thing. If you're wishing for an outcome, you need to change something. And the thing that needs to change is how we're thinking about the thing that's happening in the first place. So then if we look at the other side, the more abundant way of thinking of like, oh my God, I had 5 people sign up. All of a sudden there's this excitement, right? The outcome of that, the action that is taken is more, right? Abundance is more. Expansion. We want to take action more so we can get more of this and be more grateful for all the things that are happening. So that's kind of the difference between scarcity or lack thinking and abundant mentality, and how it can make a huge difference. And it's just like a tiny change that has to happen. But we first have to recognize when it's happening. So the main word that you want to look for, whether you're typing it out in a Facebook group or how you're talking to people about it, is the word only. I only had this happen. I only had this many people sign up. I only made this much money. I only did this, right? That's looking at the thing and kind of giving yourself like I did have this happen, but it wasn't enough, essentially. And I want you to just like take that word away. Take away the only and just see what happens. I had 5 people sign up. You don't have to change the intonation if you don't want to. But it all of a sudden said, I only had 5 people sign up to, I had 5 people sign up. All of a sudden, that's kind of exciting, right? So take the word away. And that is the main thing of today's video. I didn't want to go into too much detail because there's so many other words that we could look at, but that is one of the main words that I see get in the way of people in their scarcity thinking, is using the word only. So just nix it, get rid of it. No more only. Okay? So just try it out. Just try it out for a little bit, because I know you're probably like, oh, that's like hooey bullshit. Try it out. If you don't believe me, it's totally fine, but give it a try first. Okay? So for the next month, I want you to pay attention to how often you say I only, or only this many, or whatever the thing is. Pay attention to how often lack mentality is showing up for you, and simply take away the only and see how just doing that changes the feeling you have toward the thing that you're doing. Okay? So that is it. Feel free to use extra exclamation marks and change the intonation, because it truly does make a difference. But if you don't want to do that just to test out the theory, that is fine as well. So take away the word only. That is your only task for today. All right. Thanks for watching, my friends, and I will see you in the next video. Bye. Hey friend, if you like the type of content that you're seeing on this YouTube channel, you can get it 10 times more over at the Patreon community. This is an awesome space where I'm sharing things weekly and monthly, including audio files, written work, photos that have never seen the light of day, and of course giving challenges to the members in order to help them work through their squidginess in order to live the life that they want. I would love to have you as part of the community, so feel free to check out the benefits at patreon.com/Terry Hofford.